Good evening everybody and welcome to Virtual Race Academy headquarters here at Cadwell Park. We are live for the final of the Mazda MX5 Cup. We're at Cadwell Park this evening for rounds 9 and 10.
That's right, yeah, we've got interesting championships still wide open. Maybe Keith at the top has the significant advantage here, but I think everyone's shown a lot of pace and it's a little bit closer than we would have thought. Tight, twisty track, Rob. Yeah,
well, it's not wide open at the top, at the very top, so the first two places kind of they're a done deal between Keith Dempsey and Peter Dempsey.
Yeah.
But from there down, yeah, it's wide open. So we've got Noel Murray on 84 points in third, Brian McManus on 81, Peter McCann on 76. So all up for grabs for third.
Don't forget, we've introduced reverse grids this time. That has thrown up quite a few, not upsets, but interesting races.
Yeah, I think that's been some of my favourite action throughout the whole of this Mazda MX5 Cup is the reverse grids, because what that really does is every week we've got the quick guys who are at the sharp end of the field, qualifying on pole, winning race 1, they're right at the back of race 2, and then we're watching them scythe through the pack, and it's been fascinating. And 9 times out of 10, those guys are getting up to the front of the
So what's your favourite race so far?
I don't know. Do I have a favourite race? To be honest, I think last week's race at Alton Park I thought was fantastic. It wasn't the most action-packed race, but I just really enjoyed commentating on it. I enjoyed driving the track. It was different. It was a track that I hadn't driven on much before, and I just really enjoyed it. I thought it was great.
It's a bit disappointing not to have Leo tonight. Of course, Leo adds so much to the commentary, and I would have to admit that Alton Park, being slightly biased, I think, to Mondello, it was just great for me having developed that track to see a proper race going on in reverse, as always. It was great seeing Keane Carey as well to prove that reverse grid, getting out in front. But we don't have Leo here tonight, so... Yeah,
very much the B team, unfortunately, this evening, guys. So, yeah, apologies for that in advance. But look, we shall do our best, and we'll be back bigger and better for the next round, or the next championship, which will be coming up soon. We'll come to that in a second. So we've kind of covered very briefly the championship points. Just want to say a quick thank you to our sponsors before we move on. Yeah, absolutely. We wouldn't be here without the sponsors. So huge thank you to Quinn Tanker Services, MurrayMotorsport.com, IrishAutoParts.ie, Detailing Emporium, Murray Motorsport, MCE events, and Digital Gasoline, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Links to all of those guys in the comments below. Do go check them out. Support the guys that support Virtual Race Academy. There are discount codes available as well, so do go and use them. Make use of the codes and show them a bit of love.
A quick rundown of the championship. So we've got Keith Dempsey on 140 points. Got Peter Dempsey on
112.
Yeah.
Noel Murray on 84. Brian McManus in 4th on 81, Peter McCann on 76, Nicky Meredith on 64, David Yamamoto 61, equal with Brian Egan on 61 for 7th and 8th, Adam Dowling in 9th on 39, so a bit of a gap to those to Adam there, and Dominicus Danis rounds out the top 10 in 31 points. Yeah, so that's our top 10. So the real battle is for 3rd, 4th and 5th place between Murray, McManus and McCann. Meredith still in with a shout as well, and Yamamoto really, Andy and Dave Egan, so right down to 8th place.
It was great to see teams starting to develop as well, because after this we potentially being told our phones are pinging with everyone here pinging into us getting ready for a race, but we're looking at doing some things between now and our next championship, which we'll have details for later in the week. But
yeah, well, the Turn 3 team, of course, which is the two Dempsey boys and Nicky Meredith. Same library on all 3 cars. Great to see they were 1st, 2nd and 3rd in last week's racing. You've got then the Rabbits, so Keith, Shane
with us tonight. They're getting the cars ready, aren't they?
They're real cars getting ready for race season. So Barry competing in the Boss Championship this year. Shane in the touring cars, RX-7 just been remapped and out to Precision Tints and Graphics this weekend.
Always very entertaining, always very quick.
Yeah.
Murray's as well.
Yeah, Owen and Niall, always entertaining to watch, always lightning quick as well. So they're out with us again this evening, hopefully. So yeah, good stuff.
Is Keane Carey in with us?
I don't know. I haven't seen him putting out any laps actually on the server this week, so we'll see.
Lock up and put in a quick time just right near the end of Alton Park. So hopefully, if you're out there, Keane, get your machine fired up and let's see. So I think there's little else to say other than.
Well, yeah. Just before we move on to kind of trackside, just what's coming up next. So I suppose we've got.
Can we say too much about it?
No, not too much about the next championship. What we can say is it will be open wheeler.
We can say that.
It will be 100% damage.
You will have to drive those cars carefully, yeah.
And the setups are going to be a lot more open. So up to this point in the Porsche RSR Cup and the MX5 Cup, we've run fixed setups. It's going to be a bit more free this time.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like the Porsches themselves were I wouldn't say, but they were great racing in those cars. You could get close. Of course, we had fixed setups. The MX5s, fixed tyres, of course, but a little bit more open on. Well, actually, not that much, but a more challenging car to drive, maybe. While familiar to a lot of the drivers would have brought in different skills, whereas open wheel is just going to really throw it wide.
Yeah, absolutely. You just can't have contact in an open wheel series, so that's going to be interesting.
A couple of challenges in between. Of course, we had the cool van challenge around the Northlife. We cracked the transit van record round, and then what did they get down to the 919?
I'm not sure.
425 actually.
Yeah, so there's a Porsche 919 Evo challenge around the Nordschleife as well. So that was just kind of a one-off challenge. One of the things that we're going to do in between the end of the MX5 Cup and the start of the new championship is going to run a couple of one-off events. So one thing that we're definitely going to be doing is a Group C race at Le Mans. So looking forward to that. That's going to be fantastic.
That's going to be good fun.
That's kind of my era. Right, so what else we've got to mention? That's pretty much it. So anything else to cover, Niall?
No, I don't think so. Just thanks for everyone for joining in again. Thanks to all the sponsors. It doesn't happen without the drivers, of course, turning up and making the races so epic. And
you guys watching us. We appreciate the support. We appreciate the comments. Do get involved. Leave comments below. Share the stream. And yeah, we'll see you at the next round, or we'll see you at for race 2 shortly.
And I will make sure not to leave the banner up this time, Rob.
Good man. Right, let's head trackside and hope for a good race.
So hello and welcome to our live stream. You join us here at Cadwell. Rob, over to you.
Evening, Niall. Thanks for joining us, everybody who's with us online. Do feel free to share the live stream if you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube. We've got rounds 9 and 10, so these are the final 2 rounds of the MX5 Championship. So it's been running for the past 5 weeks, and we've got at the top of the championship table at the moment. Let's have a quick look at how the standings are stacking up at the moment. So in the top of the championship with 140 points, streets ahead of the rest, is Keith Dempsey. Brother Peter Dempsey is in second place on 112 points. Now Murray on 84 points in third, and then this is where it really kind of gets to closing up. We've got Brian McManus in fourth on 81, Peter McCann in fifth on 76, Nicky Meredith in sixth on 64 points, Yamamoto and Egan on 61 points, so 7th and 8th place. Adam Downing in 9th on 39, so a bit of a gap back to him, and Dominicus Danis and Arturus Condelis on both on 31 points in 10th and 11th place. So the Dempseys have it sewn up at the top, but it's wide open for 3rd, 4th and 5th place between Murray, McManus and McCann, and even Meredith has a chance there, and Yamamoto and Egan. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting.
Of course, we've no Leo tonight, Rob, so very much the B team with me standing in.
Well, I didn't like to say it now.
You're very kind.
Yeah, but yeah, Leo, we missed you. Come back. Hopefully, we'll see him back for some of the rounds in the future.
Absolutely,
great to have him here. The voice of Irish motorsport certainly makes my job a lot easier having him here. So, but onwards and upwards. So we've got 1 minute 40 on the countdown here at Cadwell before the lights go out for race 1. So we're running 2 races, 12 lap races. So you're on about a 1 minute 39 second lap here. Who have we got in pole? So let's have a quick look at the qualifying results. Let's see, give me 1 second. So we've got Peter Dempsey in pole, I think. Yeah, we do. And Niall Murray, I think.
He put in a storming last lap, Rob. I was just watching it there. He separated both Peter and Keith Dempsey right with his last lap, flying around. Absolutely quality, and that really does give us an interesting race here.
Yeah, so Keith Dempsey's been fastest all week, just almost into the 37s. 37.080, I think, was his quickest time. And Peter Dempsey was second fastest all week in pre-qualifying. Murray was third, but Murray's now split the two Dempseys, and Peter Dempsey's got the better of brother Keith in qualifying. So it's Peter Dempsey on pole, Niall Murray in second, Keith Dempsey in third, and newcomer Victor Gibson, who's just rocked up out of nowhere and is in fourth place on the grid. Nicky Meredith in fifth in the third Turn 3 car, Brian McManus in sixth, Peter McCann in seventh, Yamamoto in eighth, Arturus in ninth, and Adam Dowling round out our top 10. So 10 seconds to go till lights out. So let's just make sure that banner isn't up there, Niall.
Well, oh, there's an AMG after hitting the barrier in the background, Rob. And it looks like we're 20 seconds away from lights out. Here we go. Sorry, we are lights out. We're away, and that is an absolutely cracking start there, as we see.
So that's side by side with Murray and Peter. So Peter just squeezing Murray on the outside. That gives Murray the inside line for the first of the Charlie's corners. Gets a little bit sideways, but Dempsey out ahead. So it's going to be very difficult for Murray to get past him with Keith Dempsey behind him. So it's as the grid qualified in the top four. No, Nicky Meredith has just made up a place on Gibson.
That's very clean and tidy so far, which is great to see. Very tight track.
Extremely tight, and Dempsey puts a wheel wide. That lets Murray through on the inside. A little bit of side-by-side contact, but we can get away with that.
That is great stuff by Murray there to make that stick and get through.
Let's just keep an eye on this battle. There's already a huge gap back to Meredith in third. 4 wheels on the grass for Dempsey.
He's come down through Mansfield here, and this is going to be the tricky part of the track. There was drivers saying this all week. Just keep it nice and tidy through here. And this is really impressive stuff. Murray and Peter Dempsey just pulling away. Nicky Meredith again with that new rig, Rob, that he was showing us a picture of. What an impressive bit of kit that is. The guys are actually flying over the hill there through the week, over the mountain.
All over the curbs.
Down into Hull Bends. And let's see, look at it.
Air there for Murray.
Straight down through into the airbit, down into Barn. Let's see.
They're back onto the main straight, so this is the final corner before the main straight, so a bit of a gap for Murray now. So
it's actually surprising how much they've pulled out there at the start.
So it's completely flat through Coppice, which is the first left-hander here after the main straight.
Just going to go quickly back down the field here, because we've got McManus all week was talking about this battle he had with Peter McCann. It's turned into a real rivalry between these two. And who better to have behind you than to motivate you fast than Keith Dempsey?
Yeah, Keith Dempsey must have lost out a few places there. We missed that. So McManus doing a great job. He's been really strong all season long in these MX-5s.
So impressive, yeah. Let's go back down here. We've got real battle scars already on the VRA car there for Artie, as he's coming up behind, which is racing in that NASCAR. That's Keith Rabbit's car, yeah.
And there's Shane Rabbit again up in front with the Lorna Flood Fitness car. Side by side now between
Artie, of course, he's using the hand controls. What fabulous driver, and very tidy, very impressed with all this. Let's just go back up the front. We've got Peter McCann closing in on Nicky Meredith here as well. So this is going to be a great race. Two great racers.
McCann all over the back of Meredith. Trying to get past this, as Niall said, it's extremely tight. It's more like a hill climb than a racetrack in places. As the guys head over the mountain into Hull Bends.
Leaders are taking us up into Niall Murray, up in through the hairpin. We'll stick to these guys for a minute. Stephen Kershaw, he was saying he might have a bit of difficulty tonight. He's obviously wasn't able to get that system hooked up in time. One of the limitations, of course, of sim racing is that you need a strong broadband and connection to do this. All these guys are racing from home, of course, Rob. So fastest laps in.
Yeah, fastest lap for Peter Dempsey of 39.5, I think. I just missed that. So yeah, all the guys, the top 6 guys there setting the fastest laps of the race.
So let's just go back here to Dermot Toomey. Let's see these guys down the back, this gaggle of cars. Unfortunately, as we were saying just before the race, King Kerry didn't make it in. So
yeah, so Dermot Toomey here, we're just following at the moment. He's in King Kerry's car, the Moortown Engineering car.
Yeah, great bit of racing going on as well. And of course, McManus has been unfortunately lost that place now to Keith Dempsey. We've missed that, but keep putting the charge on now up behind Peter McCann.
Dempsey then has McCann in his sights, so let's just ride on board for a second with Dempsey.
So smooth, smooth on the inputs. Yeah, it is great to watch.
See him closing that gap down at all. So that's McCann up ahead there in the Falcon Tyres livery car. He's got Nicky Meredith in front of him. So at the moment, all these guys shouldn't be having to defend too hard, so they can really get their head down and just concentrate on putting in the quickest lap time. But hugely quick through there was Dempsey, and he's visibly closer. And all the way through Hall Bends, he's right on the tail of McCann already as he's cutting the curves. The car gets light, actually lifts off the ground as they head into barn. And yeah, how long can McCann hold off from a charging Dempsey? We'll wait and see.
I was talking to him during the week. He's confident about this race. He really wants it. He got his first grid, of course, out in Alton Park, so he's got that taste now for it, for the podiums, and he won't be giving up this space too easy. So Keith with a real challenge on his hand. He's got the pace, but getting past is going to be another thing.
So Murray just set his fastest lap of the race, which is a full second faster than Peter Dempsey in second. But this, at the moment, is where the action is. Keith Dempsey right on the back bumper of McCann, gives him a little love tap there, I think, as they go up the hill.
It's great stuff.
Super defensive from McCann, but that's going to slow him down on the exit, and it does. So yeah, there's Dempsey, got the inside line. And,
great.
Yeah, makes it stick. Nice, simple, clean move. But is McCann going to come back? He's going to give it a go, actually.
He's sideways out, yeah.
There from McCann.
That was a great move there by Keith Dempsey. So now his teammate Nicky Meredith out in front. So yeah, Murray not able to get any gap out in front of Peter.
Yeah, it's half a second, 0.6 of a second. He's holding that steady. Let's just ride on board with Peter Dempsey as he follows Murray. These cars bouncing all over the curbs. That section there, as they go through Hall Bends, it really is. It's challenging. It's the car goes so light. You're turning as you go over a crest. It's extremely difficult to keep the back end of the car under control. But these guys all have it fully under control. And
starting at lap 5, and at this stage, as we've said so many times, fixed setups on the cars, very little that basically it's fuel that they can put in and turn on and off traction control, and the anti-roll bar they can they're stiff as Murray goes wide. Apart from that, they're all running the same setups here, so they will start to feel these tyres going off around this stage of the race now.
Yeah, tyres in these MX5s never really get up to temperature. That's one of the things that it's been a challenge. You're not ever watching the compound of the tyres, so they're running on a hard compound which never quite get hot, and means that the cars really can move around a lot.
Evan just making a move there as well. David Yamamoto, Adam Dowling, I believe, getting past him now. Has he got a problem? Who's he got behind him? He's got Dominicus coming up behind him as well. So Peter's closed in up at the front.
0.2 of a second. So
stick with these guys for a second.
On board with Peter Dempsey now. 6 seconds, 6.5 seconds back to Meredith behind him. So these guys are safe. In their little battle, so they don't have to be worried about defending as somebody gets airborne there.
But as I said, it's around this stage of the race where the car will just start behaving different. Rob will start to have a little bit more tail happy, have a little bit less confidence in the front as we see them there now to compete another lap. So this is absolutely epic race, as we said. To get through this track one lap at a time is an achievement in itself. But let's just go back to Adam Dowling here as he's got.
Keith Dempsey just got past Nicky Meredith there, off screen.
I missed that. Nicky had a problem. Let's have a quick look.
Adam Dowling just dispatched Rob O'Neill there as well.
Oh, here's the other great race we're all looking for. Brian McManus all week long gunning for Peter McCann.
So have they changed places? I've missed that now. Was was McManus ahead of McCann before? I can't remember.
No, but he's closing that gap.
Not like that, he's not. He's all over the grass.
He won't be cutting the grass there for a while, yeah.
Simon Wall sets his fastest lap time down in 14th place of a 1:39.8. Gap at the front, 0.3 of a second. So
didn't Nicky have a problem there? What? Like we missed it.
Let's have a look further down the field. So we're pretty close here. Evan Walsh at go now. This is Evan Walsh and
Dermot Toomey.
Max Hart said his fastest lap time. He hasn't had much chance to practice all week, so he's
We've had a change at the top, Rob.
Dempsey's got past Murray.
So what happened there is the two of them go flying over the mountain, and
Murray's going to try everything he can to get back at him, but and he's all over the back bumper of that MX5. And he has an inside line here. Now he's going to get the toe down the straight, but is there anything he can do? Incredibly difficult to overtake on this track without contact.
He gets up alongside.
He's got the inside line.
Great racing from these two.
But if they stay alongside, there's a bit of contact, so Dempsey has the inside line for Charlie's, and he's made it. Oh God, how did he make that happen?
Great stuff from these two. And of course, all the time, look at that, Keith Dempsey closing in. How is he making that possible?
Yeah, so that gap was up at 7.5 seconds, now down to 5.5, so 2 seconds taken out of these two on that lap alone. And Dempsey having a look down the outside there, just sticks his nose alongside, just letting him know he's here.
And of course, this doesn't bode well for Keith Dempsey for the championship. Of course, he's got a large gap at the front, but with Murray taking the spoils, if it was to end this way, it would really open it up for the second race, Rob, wouldn't it?
21 points available for first place, and let's just look at the gap. So the championship. Talk amongst yourself then. I'll just have a quick championship points here. So
I'm going to stick with these guys for a minute because this is super racing. Look at that, Brian McManus is close right. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to have a quick look here. Brian McManus, this is the race I've been looking forward to all week. Seeing these two guys, been watching them in practice, super fast, super similar lines, similar times. Two very clean racers as well in sim race, has to be said. But let's just see if Brian can get to run them. I'd be surprised. It's great seeing the car flying.
That's fantastic. It's a great shot. I've consulted the championship table now, and I can confirm that Keith Dempsey is 28 points ahead of brother Peter. So yeah, there's a pretty slim chance of those two switching places, unless Peter has a real issue in both races.
Yeah, I'm just gonna back down the field here. Simon Wall in the middle of that pack is holding his own. He's doing very well. A lot of close racing going on here. Let's just stick with this pack. I will keep one eye on Peter Dempsey and Al Murray at the front, but the gap there is currently 0.6 of a second. Yeah.
Adam Dowling sets his fastest at 1:39.7. So he's ahead of this little pack here. Is that Dominicus? Or is it Yamamoto? It's
David Yamamoto ahead of Dominicus there.
Where were we? Yeah, so it's Mick Fallon at the head of this field in the Moortown car, with Rob O'Neill chasing, and then you've got Simon Wall and Evan Walsh.
Peter Dempsey's after closing right back in on Murray again as he got to run on him.
4 laps to go, Niall. Can Niall hold on at the front? Let's watch them through this section through Hall Bends here. This greatest part of the track.
Of course, we had these guys, some of these guys were out practicing their B race beforehand, Rob, and super close racing there as well. But this is really impressive when you think back to where we were at the start of this MX5 Cup in the reverse Mondello track. Again, super close, but we're just seeing such cleaner racing now from these drivers.
It's moved on a huge amount, and this track in particular is incredibly. Not only is it a difficult track to drive around without crashing, let alone drive around without crashing into each other in a field of 20 cars. It's very impressive.
McCann throws out 1:38.4 PB for Peter McCann as he's just starting to stretch.
So he has a bit of a gap there.
Yeah.
Let's have a quick look at that gap between him and McManus. So yeah, visibly a larger gap there. Arturo sets his fastest lap as well. He's on his own there.
Yamamoto's climbing all over the back of Adam Dowling here. So let's just see two very battle-worn cars there.
That's Adam Dowling in the Milwaukee Tools car. He's been a lot of action in this championship so far.
Yeah, he has.
Really quick racer over a lap, and he's been featured really well in all the races. So great stuff from these guys.
Let's just go back out.
Keith Dempsey not really closing in, still 5.5 seconds. Oh, someone's in them. barrier there. Who was that? Max Hart, was it?
Looked like it. Or it could have just been blue flags and Max getting out of the way. If so, good stuff.
Murray gets sideways.
Both of them sideways through there.
So Murray holding up Dempsey through this section now. He's just got a little bit more speed.
Both of them getting airbornes. He's coming down through the hairpin, up into barn. And that's it, down to the last 2 laps. Keith Dempsey not able to claw them in.
Yeah, well, half a second, well, 4/10 of a second on that lap is all. But yeah, not enough in 2 laps to go. So.
No, it's not great for Keith, but it's great for our championship, Rob. It means reverse race reverse grid for the next race. And if it stays this way, we're going to have to get the calculators out while we've got the kettle on.
That's it. So any more changes of position? I don't think so. So yeah, so 5 seconds back to Keith Dempsey in 3rd. Another 4.9 seconds to Nicky Meredith in 5th place, or 4th place, sorry. 2 seconds back to Peter McCann. So really, it's just a case of whether Murray can absorb this pressure from Dempsey and keep his nerve. Without a doubt, he can. As I thought he
changed down the back, so
Evan Walsh has just made a place
we'll stick with
Simon Wall. Yeah, let's stick with this battle. Murray's
gone wide.
They're both all over the grass. How's that going to fare? Does Dempsey get a run?
He does, of course, yeah.
So he's going to have the inside line for the tight left-hander here before the mountain.
Great section of the track. Both of them sideways through there. Come up over. And let's see now as we fall down into Hall Bends, and absolutely this stage flat out. But that is a great move by Peter. Can Niall Murray reel him back in? He looks to be just able to hold him off, fend off, get that traction out of the corners, and come down into the penultimate lap. A couple of changes down the back as well. Simon Wall making up a spot over Rob O'Neill.
Let's stick with this battle for now. Let's head outboard and just watch these.
Dempsey sets the fastest lap of the race.
Which one?
Keith, sorry.
So yeah, Murray's trying everything, really running wide there. Now you can be sure that Peter's going to make this car as wide as he possibly can, just for the one remaining lap now. So I think we'll stick with this battle now. Just watch this to the end, see how.
Everyone else seems to be quite evenly spread out in the pack. The race just kind of settles into its rhythm now, but these two have just been ding-dong from the first corner, really, haven't they?
They have indeed. Yeah, and I do think that Peter Dempsey may have the measure of Murray here. As we said before, so difficult to pass, and it really does rely on somebody making a mistake. Now, both drivers have made mistakes, and that's what's allowed them passes, as Murray gets all 4 wheels off the ground. So, really, can Murray pressure Dempsey into a mistake?
He gets so much traction out of that last corner out of the barn.
Yeah, he pulls half a second on him there.
Murray needed to be closer than this. Dempsey's closed up a full second. Sorry, Keith Dempsey, when I say that. There is 2 Dempsey's out, of course.
We're on the final lap now. Now taking a full car's width of curb there to try and close in the gap.
It's just super smooth stuff. Let's just ride on board with Peter Dempsey as he takes us around the final lap. You just see how technical this track is, where these guys find the track.
See Murray in his mirrors at all?
Oh, he's run a little bit wide. Can Niall make any? He can. He's closed it back up.
So these two fairly safe in 1st and 2nd anyway, from Keith Dempsey in 3rd, Nicky Meredith 6 seconds back. As Murray bins it all on his own. Oh, that's such a shame.
Let's just
see.
see.
I said he was safe.
Can he hold off? Oh, a little tap.
A little tap. he'll have some virtual whiplash from that one. But yeah, that wasn't not Keith's fault. He just all of a sudden found a Red Bull-shaped Mazda right in the racing line.
He's backing out. Has he damaged the car?
I think he just must have been stuck in third because he was going up the hill there. But that's allowed Peter Dempsey a 5.5 second gap back to Murray. So it's pretty amazing he managed to hold on to that second place. There may be a word or two after the race about that, but we'll see. But this is Peter Dempsey has crossed the line in first, now Murray in second. He's Dempsey in third.
Nicky Meredith fourth. Yeah, let's just have a look at Peter McCann.
McCann and Dempsey there. So McCann just gets the better of McManus. And Victor Gibson comes home a highly respectable 7th place in his first race. Arturus in 8th, David Yamamoto in 9th, Adam Dowling in 10th, round outside top 10, Dominicus Danis in 11th, McFarlane in 12th, Simon Wall 13th, and Walsh 14th, Jim Toomey in 15th, Tony Stack in 16th, Rob O'Neill in 17th, Peter Flaherty in 18th, and Max Hart in 19th.
DNF for Max, yeah. He did actually have an accident at the end, and fortunately, Stephen Kershaw, who we know is watching in here, just had technical issues and couldn't join the race. So we're going to stick the kettle on here.
Yeah, we're going to pause this broadcast. We will go make a brew. We will get race 2 set up. So it's going to be a reverse grid of the finishing positions from this race. So you're going to see our Dempsey, Murray, Dempsey starting from the back of the grid. And they now have to fight their way through all the way to the front. So see you for race 2 in 5 minutes.